What's cracking, everybody? It's your boy Anthony Spritz, and today we have a very special video. I've been meaning to do this for a while, and today I'm diving into it. I'm getting on top of my soapbox, and unfortunately, it's gonna take everything in me not to jump off of said soapbox because we're gonna be covering Saints Row 2023 and the downfall of Volition. Man, got a lot to say about this one. We're gonna get it cracking. I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna try to break it up into sections so I don't get too ranty and go off on a tangent. This video could be hours and hours long because I just have so many thoughts on this fuckery that they delivered, because it was just straight fuckery. And the worst part about it is there were definitely some good ideas there, but we're gonna get into all of that. So thanks for checking out the channel, and we're gonna dive right into this Volition. I guess RIP Volition. This Saints Row special. Let's get it, man. Alright, jumping right into it. Volition is a video game studio that was recently shut down, and if you weren't aware, they were shut down because of the failure of their last game, of course, Saints Row 2023. But before all that, going back in the day, Volition was a video game studio that offered unique ass games that had good ideas, things like Red Faction Guerrilla, the Saints Row series, games like that. And of course, me being younger and stuff like that, I used to love Saints Row, and playing those games, you could really tell the passion and the minds behind it really cared about making unique, good products. Fast forward, they have definitely been on a downward spiral for the last so and so years. Don't quote me on that. I don't know how long, but it's been a minute. They've been taking L's for a minute out here. From Saints Row 4, and it just goes down from there. Got Out of Hell, Agents of Mayhem, which again, good ideas. That's a whole nother video. And then most recently, the Saints Row 2023 reboot. This game is bad. It's like fucking like bad. Like awful. Like, it's not even funny how bad this game is and how bad they dropped the ball. But first thing I want to get into, Saints Row, beloved game franchise about, rags to riches story in a hood environment, gangs and taking over the city and protecting what's yours. Simple. Getting straight to it, man. There's no way around this. I can't tippy toe around this. I can't soften and cushion the blow. They dropped the ball. Not only did they drop the ball on this one, they kind of just like spiked it into the ground really hard in the opposite end zone. And what I mean by this is the community, Saints Row community, we've been waiting for a new Saints Row game. We've been waiting for a win for a while, a long while. And when it was announced that they were doing a new Saints Row game, there was a glimmer of hope. They really played on our heartstrings. Now, when the trailer came out, it was review bombed to hell because we did not like what we were seeing. And unfortunately, when the game released, it got so much worse. Like, so much worse. The game is written poorly, and that's me being nice. Like, oh my god. There was bugs. Now, I actually really recently jumped into it for free, I might add, because I'm not paying no money for this game. I'm not paying $5, $1, 25 cents. I had to get it for free. They were giving it away for free, so I decided to jump in. And they did fix and patch some things, but at its core, the game is just a missed opportunity. Now, there are some parts of the game that are almost fun and where I could see the potential, but ultimately, looking into the backstory of this game, it's just a mess, man. And basically, it's like it was in development hell. It took years and years, and people leaving and things happening just to get the game out the door, and it really shouldn't have gone out the door, in my opinion. But the fact that it even made it out the door is a miracle. It seems like Volition and their parent company were butting heads, and business got involved, and they kind of tried to cast this weird wide net to an imaginary audience so they could capture more players, but they already had a fan base. I don't know what the thought process was here, but it was definitely it was just not a good one. They siphoned money into this, and it did not result in a good product, man. So you know what, we gonna get deeper into it though. So yeah, so booting up this game, playing this game is kind of like being on acid in all the worst ways possible. It has this weird dialogue that's just disjointed and completely tone deaf. It's almost like a sitcom about these wacky Helga Pataki looking ass new generation of saints who are college students trying to pay off their college loan debts by killing people and doing crimes, but as a family. Yeah, it's as strange as it sounds. It's actually worse. When you play it and I show the screenshots and I show the clips on this video.
You look like you could use a mimosa.
Thanks, Eli.
Seriously, how's the job?
It's the murder business. The fundamentals don't change, just the uniform.
I can tell you love it.
Okay. I don't have to love it. I have to pay my student loans.
I'm in.
So I'm guessing that means the pay's good.
Supposed to be. Got stiffed on my bonus today.
Dude, what the fuck?
I played a little fast and loose on the job, and, well, my CO wasn't a fan.
You gotta be kidding me.
Swear to God, this lady walked right off the set of an 80s action movie. I was half expecting her to call me Rook and threaten to take my badge.
Are we gonna make rent?
We'll make rent. We just gotta be a little more creative.
Last time we got creative, I got stabbed 3 times.
Hey, it would have been 4 times if Nina and I hadn't shown up.
It would have been 0 times if you were on time.
This is true. Look, this is really not a big deal. We just knock off a payday loan place. No one gives a shit if people rob those bastards.
You have a job now. You could actually just take the loan.
Eli, I don't do business with morally bankrupt companies.
You work for Marshall.
Brunch is a time for friends and mimosas, not debates on morality.
All right.
Man, this is really fucking good, Kev.
Thanks. I was worried I added too much pepper.
No, seriously, this is perfect. The only way this could be better is if you put on a fucking shirt.
Dinner and a show, baby.
Oh, please.
Yes, this is the game. As you probably already know because everybody and their mamas made a Saints Row video. The 2023 reboot being complete and utter garbage. So let's not rehash any of that stuff. But anyway, I really wanted to talk about some of the missed opportunities here, because there is some good shit in the game. For instance, out of the whole cast of these weirdo new Saints characters, I think that Nina had the most potential. Her story, her character design, it needs to be tweaked, but her character design, her voice actor did good. I think that if they wanted to make a game and they just didn't want to retcon the whole thing, they could have just made the game about Nina. Like, think about it. She's a female protagonist. She's part of one of the bigger gangs in the city. She's a getaway driver and a mechanic for that gang. It could have explored her backstory and how she rose to be who she was in the gang and how she wanted to get out, and her journey in leaving said gang. And that already sounds head and shoulders better than what we got, because what we got is just like, I don't even understand what the fuck this game was. Like, it is that bad. Like, I've played stinkers in my day, but this one really I don't know. I haven't played a game this bad in a minute. So, sticking with the theme of missed opportunities here, playing through the game, there is a character named Gwen. I think Gwen was a good character. Her voice actress was so good. Like, all of her cameos and when she pops up was actually really entertaining, and she was head and shoulders better than most of the people in the actual game. And when you're recruiting people, you don't recruit Gwen, which is kind of like weird to me, because you're recruiting people for your gang and you're kind of getting everybody, you're getting different people from different gangs and stuff like that. So it's only natural that you might like recruit Gwen because she's part of Marshall, and you're gonna take Marshall down anyway. And Gwen is like one of the best characters. Like, she's actually funny and stuff like that. So you not being able to recruit her to the Saints and them not utilizing her more as part of the main cast of characters was kind of disappointing. Also, the main villain dude, well, not the main villain, he's kind of like a fucking M. Night Shyamalan ass twist villain, where it's like you beat everybody but you don't beat everybody because he becomes the villain. That boy, the Nawali, Wally Wally World looking ass, whatever his name is, I don't know why. I don't understand why they did. What the fuck is up with that guy? Like, basically, he's supposed to be this badass bounty hunter, assassin ass, better than you at killing type of dude who's just like suave and invincible and just a walking one-man army. But spoilers, I guess, by the way, by the end of the game, he kidnaps your friends and tries to kill you because friendship. Yes, I'm not joking. He kidnaps you. He kidnaps your friends, tries to fucking murder you because friends and loneliness and togetherness, and he wants to be a part of your non-comedic ass gang family. I don't know what the fuck was going on during the writing of this game. Like, I don't know who wrote this, but y'all need help. Like, this is awful. So some of the other things that I thought were good in this game, I actually wrote down here, and that includes like the weapon upgrade system was okay. I actually enjoyed doing some of the challenges you have to do to upgrade your weapon. That was pretty cool. There's a security guard mission early on that was almost fun. You know, it gives you the freedom to battle the enemies how you want to, and it lets you just have fun and like unload on a bunch of enemies in a bunch of different ways. So it was a pretty good mission in my opinion. Some of the radio stations were okay, like the music and some of the people they had on there. I wish they had more music actually, because I actually ran out of stuff to listen to very early on. Some of the weapons and skills were actually pretty lit in this game. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's this one weapon where you could open up this like shield looking thing and shoot through solid objects, so you can shoot through walls and stuff. That was pretty sick. Some of the upgrade systems and the perks were okay. You can pick and choose which perks you have active, and some of them were actually pretty cool when you use them. There's also a mechanic where you can ride on the roof, like when you're driving and stuff. You can kind of get on the roof and start shooting. Now, the driving mechanics are kind of meh. I mean, they kind of patched it up, so it's not as bad as it was at launch, but it was pretty meh to me. I was like, there was a section, a LARP section, which is like live action role playing, right? And that part of the game was oddly like better than like the rest of it. It's like the LARP section was about, I want to say like 10% of the game, and then it's way better than the other 90%. Like, way better. You could tell that they actually cared about this part. The writing, characters, the way that they utilized the weapons and the set pieces and stuff was way better, and it's kind of weird because you're almost like you're playing two different games type shit. But it's neither here nor there, I guess. The wingsuit was actually more fun than I thought it was gonna be, so that was a pretty decent addition to the game, and there was lots of content. It did take me around like 30 hours to beat the game, 30-40 hours, and I did mostly everything. I tried to do mostly everything. Some of the side activities were okay. But yeah, that's where my list of the goods kind of end with this game, because that's all the potential it had. Everything else was just not good, like very much not good. Another missed opportunity was the city, right? The city of Santo Aliso was not bad. It actually was okay. But the missed opportunity here is more engagement, right? Because the city did not feel alive enough. It didn't feel like anything that you did had an impact in a way. Like, when I played it, I just didn't feel like I was interacting with the city or I was a part of the city, right? I mean, there's little parts where when you do stuff on the news, it'll tell you, it'll report some of the shit that you did on the news and stuff like that. But I think that's a missed opportunity in the fact that they could have done more with the actual city. Another thing that really like grinded my gears was the fact that they removed a lot of shit. Originally in the original Saints Rows, when you go to the car place and stuff like that, it's not gym robs, it's rim jobs, and they should have kept that in there. Also, they got rid of some of the activities like the Toxic Avenger, and the like trailblazing and stuff like that, streaking and stuff like that, and they tried to replace it with some of the activities that were hit or miss. Some of them were fine, some of them were some complete bullshit, like driving around toxic waste. That was shitty. Some of that one was shitty. They have some very decent activities, and then some ones that are just ass. Like, they could have just not put that in there, you know. Ultimately, yeah, this game should have probably never came out, man. And I don't know who they were trying to cater to. I think the last point I want to make before this video becomes a whole movie, hours and hours long of me just ranting. The last missed opportunity I want to point out is just the fact that prior to this game's release, and even now, the Saints Row community is so strong. You have Saints Row YouTubers in the Saints Row community on YouTube and on various places like Steam and Reddit that are going strong, that are making great content. I know that there is like a mod going on. They were trying to remaster Saints Row 2 and help that game out. The Saints Row community is so strong and such a tight-knit group that if they would have just remastered Saints Row 1 or 2, or actually remade a game in the same vein as Saints Row 1, 2, or remade Saints Row 3, something like that, it would have sold much better. Not only would it have sold much better, it would have still been alive to this day, because Saints Row has such active supporters. So that's what really boggles my mind, is that they already had the active supporters of the Saints Row community and a blank check literally right there at their fingertips, but they decided to go a completely different route, and not only different but terrible, abysmal, bad. Like, the script literally just like made me cringe so hard on multiple occasions. Like, it's that awful, like to the point that if I was a voice actor and I got this as a gig, I would be so disappointed in myself. Imagine you're a voice actor and this is your first gig, and you look at your script and it has this shit. It has this on it, like these lines. Like, really, dude? Like, I damn near would not even take the check. Obviously, I take the check, because y'all need to eat, but damn near don't want to take the check. Like, it's awful. My point being, man, Saints Row 2023 should have never came out. Should have never even seen the light of day. And unfortunately, it dragged down Volition, and shut down the studio that had a lot of potential and a lot of promise. So I guess that's me, getting this off my chest and doing my little Saints Row due diligence. I want to make some more Saints Row videos. So if you stuck with me this long, hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what's up in the comments. And just like that, man, I am gone. Peace.